Okay, good evening and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double, Nightly Double. Namote Shabbos here in Israel. We're learning Maseches Eiruvin Paraches, Mishnayos Tet and Yud. I'm dressed up in my pre-Purim outfit. I get a sneak preview of what I'm going to be dressed as Purim. No, it's not a Nazir. This is a beard. And I got my Mashiach yarmulke over here. Chiyad Nida Melech Moreno, Melech Mashiach, L'olam V'ed V'ed. Lubavitcher Rebbe was Mashiach and is Mashiach, and he will be resurrected to be Mashiach any day now. Don't know when he's coming. Gonna have a lot of fun on Purim. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Check out my videos. I'll be dropping this week or next week, about my experiences on Purim. If you know me, and I like to have a lot of fun. Someone gave me these. They're $100 napkins. But I'm going to actually be giving out real dollar bills. I'll have some fun with these napkins, $100 bill napkins. The Rebbe used to give out dollar bills. I'll be perpetuating that minhag. And I have some fancy clothing, some merch that the Lubavitcher Rebbe would approve of. Let you know in the secret. You have to check out the videos on Purim to see what I'm talking about. Let's start from Mishnah Tet over here. Mishnah Tet says, Chatzer Shehi Psucha me'arba amos. Let's say you have a chatzar which is less than 4 amos, a very small chatzar in front of your house. In Shofin B'Socha Mayim B'Shabbos. This halakha has nothing to do with Erev Chatzera. It's about Hotzah on Shabbos. Now that I pour dirty water into it on Shabbos, Elim Kin Asula Uka Machzekas Hasayim and Anekav Lamata. The problem is, if it's a small, right, you have walls in your chatzar, so the water is going to remain there. The problem is that if you don't use the water within that day, it's going to eventually, find its way out of the chutzner on Motzei Shabbos. So what's the problem? We'll talk about Iyam Mitzvah and why is that a problem, because the malacha was done after Shabbos is over. But assuming it is a problem, so you can't pour water there, because if it's 4 amos, so the water will be absorbed in the ground. But if it's less than 4 amos, so if it's less than 4 amos, so the water does not get absorbed and it'll just flow out. So the only way out of this, if you have a small chatzar, is to make an uka, machzekas hasayim, to make a small ditch in your courtyard, your very small courtyard that holds hasayim. Hasayim is 2 saw, which is the amount of water that a person uses in one day. Min hanekav l'mata, ben mivchutz, ben mifnim. And it has to be that the water, the base hasayim of the water goes up to the top. It doesn't have the hole, right? The hole where the water goes into the ditch is above, because if it's already getting the hole, it's going to go out of the ditch and will go out of the chutzner. Ben mechutz ben mifnim. Doesn't matter. This whole ditch actually doesn't have to be in the chutzner. It can be right outside the chutzner. The water will go into it. Elish mechutz sarich likmor mifnim and sarich likmor. However, if you make the ditch right outside your chutzner, so you have to put a covering on top of it. Because you don't put a covering on top of it, then the water went from your chatzar sheyachet to Rosh Hashanah. If you put a cover on it, then it's nicker. It's recognizable that it's a ditch that's not connected to the rest of the Rosh Hashanah. And obviously, since it's smaller than Rosh Hashanah, it wouldn't be Rosh Hashanah. It wouldn't be a problem. Mishnah Yud Lezer ben Yaakov Omer Bib Shu Kamor Arba Amos Rosh Hashanah Shofin Tochel Mayim Mishal. Let's say you have a big chatzar. Right. However, you want to pour water into a gutter that's right next to your chatzar, right? And it has a covering on it, so it looks distinct from the Rosh Hashanah. If the gutter is 4 amos, right, 4 amos long, then you can pour water into it on Shabbos, because if it's 4 amos, that's basically the amount of space that a ditch of Beis Hasayim of 2 sa in the previous Mishnah would take up. This is talking about a flat ditch, not like a very low ditch, not a deep ditch like before. And the Chum say, "Afilu gag o chatzar mea ama lo yishpoch al pi habiv." Even if you have a big roof or a chatzar, a big chatzar, right, and you want to pour water in your chatzar, or pour water on your gag, and very little water is going to drip off of your gag or go out of your chatzar, you can't do this, because a gutter, in the previous Mishnah, everyone agrees you can use this uka to deep ditch. A deep ditch doesn't look like you're carrying from Shijach to Rosh Hashanah. However, a small gutter like this that's very shallow, so people will get confused and they'll carry from Shayach to Sharabim. Aval Shovek Migal Gad Lemayim Yordan Lebiv. However, what you could do is, if you have water um, on your roof, right? You're allowed to pour water on your roof and move it around, and if some drops go into the gutter, that's not a problem. What the Rabbanan didn't allow you to do was to go on your gog, on your roof, and pour water directly into the biv, because that looks like from transporting from Shayach to Sharabim. Hachatzer ve'achsadr mitzaref on the Amar Arba Amos. We said before in Mishnah Tet that if you have a chatzer that's less than 4 amos, you have a problem of pouring water in there. However, if you have a chatzer combined with the achsadra is sort of, sort of like a small, I guess it'd be like a garage in front of your house, including, so that and the chatzer together are 4 amos, then you're allowed to pour water in there, because the water, like we said, if it's 4 amos, they'll be absorbed that day, because you'll use a little bit, and whatever the remainder will be absorbed in the ground, and it won't go out through Sharabim. We'll talk in Eiruvin Mitzion why, if the water goes out to Rosh Hashanah, is that a problem? If it goes out on Motzei Shabbos, presumably even goes out, if we're talking about where it's going to go out on Motzei Shabbos, that's a problem. You didn't do anything. The water doesn't go out to Motzei Shabbos. Why is that a problem? Eiruvin Mitzion coming up next.